Buddha was born in the forest, and he get enlightened under the Bodhi tree by himself. He sit there on and off for 6 years under the tree. He didn't go and study, he couldn't go to talk to many wise people. He just sit there in stillness, in nature. All the information stream into his consciousness, and he learned. That's a different way to learn. And he have a mudra called, he have one arms up and one arm down and touching the earth. And what he said is, the earth is my weakness. So it is a metaphor of what support him to awaken nature. That's it. It's that simple. I love it because it's like back to like our ancestor. It's very slow. Sometimes it's just so out of my control, no matter what, because the tide will be very low, the currents will be against where I want to go. I just have to work with it, and the elemental forces is so strong, and I live among it, and I can't change it. I just have to be part of it. You know what I mean? Use a power boat. We can cut through all the currents and the tide, go very fast. But then we become a very rigid people. When I go so soft, so slow, and work with all the elemental forces, I understand myself better. And in understanding myself, know thyself. Because when we don't know ourselves, we just do what other people do. We, as a modern people, once we get born, we got told our name, our gender, where we live, our age, everything. So we pack with a lot of external factors, and we hold on to them so tightly and believe they are the self. But in the Buddhist concept of the no self, anatta, it's more take us outside of all this conceptual self to connect it to something deeper. And in that no self is only where we could find that self when we are in service for other people, for humanity. We could really become bigger than ourselves, because the self that most people know is a small sense of self that always so fearful. Fear to be surviving, fear of step forward, fear of get into the boat, fear of the wind, fear of that and that and that and that. But when we be in the bigger sense of the self, not from that conceptual, not constructed from all those concepts, then really get into the oneness. Your suffering is my suffering. Then all the other Buddhist concepts coming in, because we have compassion. We're so compassionate about other people's suffering. I share that. I can feel your pain, so that I'm not rush out to save you, but I could be with you. And from that we can extend ourselves to humanity, to build a much better place. My background is Chinese, so like the wealth, the careers, everything was from very early age. It's very important. We got taught. The most important part is to be a successful person, to have a good job, make good money, have a good house, and then you will be set for life. But in my early age, I found that that wasn't the truth. And that's my samsara. So I was quite a successful interior designer. I worked for IKEA, and I climbed to the very top when I was barely 22. I have lots of people working for me, and I thought, wow, I got lots of money coming in, and I can I done my career thing, and I looked at all the people in front of me, and I thought, wow, they are not happy, and I really don't want to be one of them. And so I started thinking of to take a break from life, because only when I pause myself I learn things. Not running. I have to stop running so fast, like what I was told. Faster, if you do things faster, you get there first, you're successful, but that wasn't true. So I took my time off, and I went to Chicago and check myself into a painting course, start painting. And within that few years, actually, it's not about learning about painting, but learning about myself. By doing my art, doing something that lots of people don't think there's any value into it. Because the first thing my parents ask is like, what then after that? Do you get a better job? And I said, no, I don't know. I really don't know. But for myself, that break of learning about myself, learning about dive into do something other people don't approve, dive into something that I love but no one else, and yeah, I learned a lot. Because I've been painting Buddha for many years, and from my artwork, I make up a lot of stories about Buddhism and maybe from past life. The core of Buddhism actually have one sense. When the Buddha woke up from his enlightenment, the first thing that he said was, there is suffering in the world, there's way out of suffering. That's all he taught, nothing else. No concept, no principle. Go into nature alone. Sit there. If you cannot handle a day, sit there for an hour or so by yourself and listen. Listen deeply. Don't overthink it. Just listen. Listen to the wind, listen to the bird, listen to the water if there's any, insects, how things move in nature. These types of knowledge, I think it's more powerful than any other thing that people advise you to do. Yes. Your own direct experience in nature. That's it. Very simple.